Hi guys, it's Bison. I'm going to be bringing you a video today on how to safely clear Chosen Unhold camps using a very specific strategy that I helped craft last year in September. Taking ideas from a variety of sources such as Reddit, theme forums, discussions, the hints that were dropped by people, and as far as I'm aware, there is no really good guide out there that shows you how to safely take this fight. Number one, without deaths, and number two, without injuries. And this is the answer. I've done away with the tank strategy, and instead I have two-handers. But we'll get into that a bit later on. So this is day 176 on the save file that I beat Black Monolith at day 91. So it's the same team. We're loaded up on gear, fames, etc. This isn't so much of an issue. Why? My current and last raider run that I did about 2 weeks ago, I've defeated 5 chosen altars before day 105, 3 of which were chosen unhold camps, with some level of success, without deaths, not using this strategy, but partly using it. This strategy and this guide will be for the late game. You can take on these chosen unhold camps earlier, and that will need another guide of its own, because you can't use the strategy I use as effectively unless you can get level 10 or 9 individuals who are built specifically to deal with it, which you can do, and it will be something I'm working on. So let's talk about the camp. It comes with generally plethora of reavers and chosen, the levels of which are determined by how long the campaign has been running, whether or not a patrol has left the camp and depleted the resources of the camp. It's determined by how many unholds the camp has bought from its resource list. So the white frost armored unholds are definitely the toughest, and the grey armored unholds are also pretty strong. They have 500 HP, these ones have 600 and some insane armor, whereas these unholds here don't. These unholds have 75 initiative and these ones have 85. Now this is important. The chosen themselves have 115 initiative, and my strategy deals with the initiative. So now we know the camp, let's look at my men. So we're pretty stacked, right? And as I said before, I've proven that I can beat these camps without this strategy. This is just a safe way to do it. If you want an even safer way to do it, what you will do is you will replace these two-handed macemen with 2 dedicated shield expert adrenaline recover indom cycling tanks. And you can clear these fights much easier. But I've done away with them entirely. Let me go through a few things in my company. This is Raiders. This is a melee company with 1 archer. The standard 2-hand mace brother is built like this. Adrenaline recover and attack and indom. First turn, attack indom. Second turn, adrenaline recover. Now that's a wild oversimplification, but it requires 68 usable fatigue. Hence, brawny, hence, famed gear. If you can't achieve this on lowborns, this guy's a middle hire, a squire, then you're going to need probably better backgrounds, which if you're not rushing for time, you can farm pretty easily. So for example, who do we have that's a lowborn? The fisherman. Right, he's a fisherman, he's a lowborn, and he can do it. He's got 70 usable fatigue. You need 68 usable fatigue, in theory, to be able to achieve attack indom and then adrenaline recover on the second turn. And this is the way I beat these camps. Using wait turn to delay my initiative, and then seizing the initiative with adrenaline, so that I can have almost 100% guaranteed uptime of Indomitable. Now this is not a guarantee, because there's 2-hand maces in the fight. There's also armored unholds who have less fatigue than me, less initiative than me, and once you fatigue them, their initiative will drop to really low levels, which means you can't be guaranteed that your Battleforged brothers go last, which leads me to my next point. You're going to want generally a Battleforged front line with additional fur padding. Being able to cycle. You're going to want a nimble backline, such as the Archer for DPS. This is a standard Archer build, except you would drop Bullseye for Executioner, which is what I do now, in order to two-shot the Chosen more successfully. We're meant to have a Whip Bannerman, but he's not ready yet, and I'll show you that this really isn't a problem. So I've got a Whip Disarm here. We've got nets here. You'll notice we have nets on the Duelists. Mace Duelists are incredibly strong here. Stuns, nets. We've got a Polearm Whip Hybrid, who also has a net. Why so many nets? Well, it's a guarantee. The nets are used to lock down the very dangerous Chosen two-hand maces. If those maces hit our cycling brothers, we will drop to fatigue levels, usable fatigue levels, which means we can't keep Indom up 100% of the time. Now, if we have 74 fatigue, I believe that is the threshold to keep Indomitable up 100% of the time, even through a daze. But with the enemy fatigue effects, with your men attacking, things do go wrong, and they will go wrong. And that's why we bring Whip Disarm, and that's why we bring nets. We have 2 to 3 two-hand maces, and these guys' jobs is to daze and debuff, lower the incoming damage. We plan to outlast this fight. This is not a DPS race, and I can't stress this enough. As soon as you enter into a DPS race with Chosen, you enter another dimension of lottery. You're basically going to the casino. So I use Disarm, I use Nets, I use DPS from the Archer Thrower Hybrid to kill the dangerous enemies. We'll be using a formation. It looks like this. This is the ideal V formation that we will be using. Notice the positioning of the two-hand mace here. This guy indoms and attacks, debuffs, Reavers or Chosen, whatever's next to him. He does not attack the Frost Unhold, because if you hit the Frost Unhold enough, with the mace, you will fatigue him out, and then eventually, he will wait turn, and he will go after your Indomitable. You can't have that happen. So you're on a timer. You do have to kill somewhat quickly, and you will have to debuff him eventually, especially if you get 2 Frost Unholds on one guy. Hence, why the consideration of a shield tank might be better. But keep in mind, these guys can rotate, yeah? This Unhold can rotate with this Reaver and get away. It's important to note, Barbarian Thralls generally act first in the turn order, and they could rotate the Unhold out, which would free him to go around the side, and that is not ideal. This fight is about controlling the Unhold, killing the Chosen, netting down the two-hand maces. This is a perfect screenshot of exactly what you should be doing. You've got the Archer in position here. He can rotate to both sides. This is what we will attempt to set up when we go into the fight, and we will do that. We have the 2 nimble mace duelists down the bottom, and they work together in tandem. They will stun, they will net, they will work with the banner and the whip and the stagger to guarantee that they can either kill the Chosen or control them long enough. Once we've killed all the Chosen and dealt with them, we'll clean up the fight. Okay? That's all I want to show you from this picture, from this image. An improvement that I could make here is to switch the position of the Emperor with the Axeman. He should be here. We don't always play perfectly, but we play pretty damn close on these fights. The nimble guys also have bone plating, which is it's a huge consideration for this fight. My builds don't really matter, but generally they're the same across the board. This is the nimble mace duelist, and this is my current polearm whip build. Though I've made a few changes since then, and dropped adrenaline and dropped recover for different perks, like bag and belts, Pathfinder maybe. Give me a few more options, such and such. Okay, now that's out the way. Let's get into the fight. This is a one take, no take backsies. We'll go straight in there and get this done. to show you that I'm confident pulling this off whenever I want to. As usual, practice is key, okay? So we've got Frost Unhold here, a Frost Unhold here, they're split. Sometimes they'll come together, which is bad for you. So we want to build our line. So pull up our picture we had, which is here. The two-hand cleaver guy has 2 tiles between him and the hammer. So we need to get that position to happen right now. This turn is very important. Currently, they are too far apart. And we need to move. So if I put the cleaver here, there's 2 tiles for the hammer. But we're going to move the hammer in. So I'm going to put the helmet here. And I'll wait turn. Wait turn is your friend in this fight. Don't rush this one. It's important you do things by the book. Okay? So cleaver goes here where Francesco is. We're going to move. Now this guy's coming around the side, which may or may not be an issue for us. So we'll try and goad him to charge into the forge. We might have to adapt on the fly here, because sometimes the fight doesn't work as we expect it to. So let's create some room. Maintain at least 4 tiles distance between the Unhold that's charging. I rarely see them charge 4 tiles. I'm not sure if it's possible, but sometimes they do. We can take a shot here. We don't have very good options, so we'll go for the guy without the big helmet, because he might have a mace. The cleaver stands there. End turn with Grummel. Now we're going to need to move Grummel, potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the mace jewelers can stand here. I'm going to stand them out the way for now, because they don't have Indomitable, and they can get thrown around like ragdolls. Do I necessarily want to bring Nibble Jewelers? No, not really, but they do work. Archer will need to move. Archer should really be there, but we'll fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Indom, wait turn. Very simple. Indom against the throwing weapons. Are we standing here? Yes. We want this Unhold to charge, so we will goad him to charge. There's no reason to use the net here, so we'll just wait. So if old mate Cleaver stands there, we Indom in position. Now the Unholds, generally speaking, will charge the closest man in a straight line. So this guy might go to the side, but this guy is coming in on Cannibal Andy. This guy here, he might go around the side, but I do doubt it. When given a target to charge, he should do so. Failing that, I will use Weird Sins to catch him. So we will have to adapt on the fly. This is part of the charm of Battle Brothers. Not everything will work, okay? So we have positioned in a good position here. So important to note, right, that they can't push into this tile here, the enemy. So they get stuck here, here, here. They can't lock down the archer. So the archer is safe, and actually he is in the right position. It's fine. So we need the bannerman here, and he can push there. Assuming we use the nimble guys to block. We might do that. We might even net him. We'll see. But we can't have this guy get on top of our nimble boys. We'll just wait turn. Everything looks good. Check everyone has Indom. If you're unsure with your Battleforge brothers, make sure you use Indom. So that's unlucky. We failed a morale check. That's a 1 in 3. So what we will have to do here is going to be different to our cone formation. I am going to need to push Weird Sins onto the Unhold. And I will burn a net as well. And I'll end turn there. And I will now move to position. And I will end turn. It's important to check that the unholds are done because you don't want to get caught with your pants down. So this fight is definitely interesting. So we're not going to get much better targets to shoot yet. So we're just going to use the bow against soulmate here and end turn. Position our banner centrally. Notice how it covers everyone. Will I blow the horn? I don't think it fixes wavering, but I could try. It fixes wavering. Okay. So we've got the 2 unholds on Cannibal where we want him. Now we've got a net here, which I want to spend on someone else. So I'll wait for the Chosen to push. I need to burn Indomitable here, potentially, but because I have bone plating, I can take a hit. But I'll do it for the sake of the video. We'll burn Indomitable. Now it's important. If they push me, I need Indom, and they will. So I'll wait turn, because I want to hit better targets than this. And we'll prepare our Indom for that turn. So currently, they can't hit Sika. But because of him, I will Indom. The throwing weapons will chunk your forge. So you need to deal with it. So this is where the plan's going to go a little bit astray. I'm going to move Weird Sins out here, and I'm going to create a killing zone on this tile with Eric Thorwaldsen. And I might need to move him positionally, but we will see. We'll get him in position. Notice we did not reach 68 usable fatigue here. This will be an issue. And wait turn. So I'm hoping that this walkthrough, talkthrough of the fight will be highly useful to those people who are unsure how to take this fight. And I stress again. That I can repeat this fight earlier because the camps are easier the earlier you take them on. You do not need this scored team. Do it. You do not need this gear, but of course it does help. This is true. We'll wait turn. No one moved in to engage on Sir Boomba. It's fine. So I've netted the Chosen here. Hopefully he's stuck for a while. And I'll pull out another net on Mr. Puffers. And we will slow them down around the side. Ideally, we want to be fighting the Chosen one-on-one. We've lost bone plating on the Archer. As you can see, those axes do chunk a fair bit. Which is why we use Indom. So I've got old mate coming around the side. Currently, he can hurt me. He's in 4-tile range, so I will move. And I will move here. Will I burn my net yet? No, because I might have to use it for the Unhold. This fight has not gone to plan. But that's fine. So because we've created this killing zone, we can just kill him. Now I need to burn the net because it's removing my dual grip bonus. What I want to do is I want to pick up Killing Frenzy. So I'll wait turn there, pick up the kill there with the Archer. So we've got a 2-hand mace coming in, which is not ideal. We might have to take the hit on Weird Sins. Now he has 80 usable fatigue. He can definitely take the hit and be all good. So what do we need to do here? We may need to set up a kill with a Bannerman. I'm going to wait turn because these guys will push this tile here. So I'll wait turn there. Now their throwing weapons are gone. I'm going to wait turn there too. We've got to whip disarm. So what we'll do instead is get the bill hook ready. And I want to set up a kill. This guy in particular needs to go, and we did not get him. That's okay. We're not pressured because we have Indom and we have Mace Duelist here to remove him. If we're in danger, we can stun him. I'm going to wait turn for that Reaver. Keep in mind, our Battleforge will probably lose the Adrenaline contest if they cast Adrenaline. Hence, well, we have to wait until the end of their turn. Now I've dropped Indom here, which is not great, because I attacked. And because I used Indom against a throwing weapon. So I've opened myself up to a can of worms. You can fall off the cycle here, and Zoz is not fast enough. So what we'll do is Adrenaline recover. We should have end turn. We should have end turn. That's what we should have done. But we can get hit by a hammer. As you can see, this is not perfect, but it's as close to perfect as we can get. Same issue here. Because we used Indomitable against the throwing weapons, we're in this drama. Hence why this is not 100% guarantee. So we'll end turn there, like we should. We'll put Indomitable up. And we also could do a shatter here. But I don't want to stagger the Unhold. So I'll leave this guy for my Mace Duelist. So he's pushed this little gap here. And I can net him now. So this stops him entirely. So we net him. The net counters the Adrenaline. We can leave old mate here alive, because he's fatigued out. And I've got the banner too. So I need to deal with that mace on the top side, and I need to deal with him. So actually, let's handle this guy right now. Give him a good injury and we'll end turn. And he's dead. So because of the killing zone we created, we forced him to move in here rather than rotate on top of our Battleforge guy. They will move for the situation where they can do the most damage. So this is why we create that little gap. Because if we screw up, or we don't move forward, or we Indom too soon, or whatever happens, we come off the cycle, we have a way to deal with it. We've got 3 people to deal with it. And Sika had 2 attacks as well. So by creating this killing zone, it highlights the importance of this killing zone. Because we stop him rotating onto the Indoming 2-hand axe and giving us a bad injury, right? So what I can do here, and this is not something that I would suggest to do, but because these weapons aren't too insane, I'm going to step forward. I'll attack for 10. I'll Indom. I'll attack for 10. Adrenaline for 40. Then I'll recover. And I'll get Indom up. End turn. No, I can't quite do the same thing here with Andre Kroon. So I'll just instead Adrenaline recover, drop my fatigue cost. So what I can do is I can now free up a brother to head down over here, because I need an Indom guy down this flank. This is where we're getting most of the attention. So I could use the cleaver to do that, or yes, I will use the cleaver to do that. Sticker will move. Because I can move forward here with Andre Kroon and Indom, and that'll help protect Grummel. Now, I need to Indom. I need an attack. Probably that axeman. Let's go for the kill, actually. Wait turn. Indom first. We're 1 fatigue short of an attack. We move forward. For the surround bonus. They have underdog though, so we can't do that. This is the safer play here. Indom there. We miss, but we have Indom. I probably need to use the archer to kill him, but he's covered. We've still got a lot of two-handers here. But now we need to start dealing with them. Both Unholds are on some weird synths, so we did move smartly. He hit the days. That's not good, but notice this. We have 46 usable fatigue. We can still cycle Indom. Now, we have to kill old mate here. And I'll drop an adrenaline to do that. And then turn. The nimble guys generally can outspeed them. He acts in 13 turns. I'm going to move next to him. Potentially. And adrenaline. Then I'll get sicker on the side. We've got two-hand maces coming. We're a little bit spread out from our archer, which is not great. So I might just wait turn right here. We're in a good spot. I have a net. Let's pull the net on. This is a smarter play. End turn. Okay. He is done with his jabs. Do we have a net? We have a net here. I'm going to wait turn as well. Disarm might have to happen. I do want to goad in a Chosen over here. I've got Polar Mastery. So I can step forward and attack and then move back. Alright, that's safe. Now, old mate needs to go. He's dealt with. So I've got a hammer. These boys should be able to handle this. So I'll move the archer away after this turn. I'm going to wait turn with him. He acts in 6 turns. He freed himself from a net. So I move forward, Indom, and I want to set up the kill for Mr. Puffers. So we'll do that, and I'll wait turn here too. Now old mate can rotate an adrenaline, but because I ended turn and used adrenaline here, my nimble initiative is generally faster. So as a general rule, nimble initiative, you can adrenaline and turn. Battle Forge initiative, you need to end on wait turn. So if you simplify it to that, then you should have a good time. So check that they're done. The Chosen is not done. Oh shit. But we have enough room here for Indomitable. Hence why I recommend building above the recommended breakpoints. The recommended breakpoints for Indom cycling. Because you need more fatigue than is actually suggested. Which means the strategy itself is not that strong. Anyone who plays this and plays this competitively will tell you this. If people tell you that it is a 100% chance of uptime, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't play with it enough. This is coming from someone who helped propagate this idea on stream and helped popularize it against Chosen. Adrenaline recover Indom cycling always existed. I just helped weaponize it and put it in a format that was accessible to other people. That's all. And that's where we are today. So old mate's in his little net. That's really cute. So he'll probably try and get out of that. What I can do though, I can push wide here. And I could go for him. Probably should too. Adrenaline then turn. So notice that Indom was up here. So we're fine. Onto helmet. Mace boys come. We've got a net. So this guy's dealt with because we have disarm here. We have a thrower. So what we need to do, we need to control the Chosen. Which is what we'll do. Control him. We can't let the mace guy hit us. Nimble is useful with armor because it can tank the hits. Once the armor is gone, you need over 130 HP to tank two-handed Chosen hits in the chest. They have crippling strikes. So, what we are not going to do is we are not going to let him daze me. So we need to take his weapon. We have a 95% chance to do so. Notice that the Unholds are slowly dropping. They're slowly dropping their morale. This will happen. So we need to work him down. This guy needs to go now. Now the ideal range to use a thrower is at 2 tile distance. So it's not such a bad thing with throwing at 3. It is what it is. So as you can see, we are now spaced ourselves out. But we have done so under cover and protecting all of our other brothers. So that guy's pretty much dealt with now. Still got 5 more javelins. Plenty of weapons. Finish the fight. End turn. So I could go for a decap here. To an Indom. Two-hand cleaver isn't the best weapon for this fight. Not the best weapon at all. So we've got enough fatigue here for an Indom against that two-hander, and we will use it too. These guys are done. Cover, adrenaline. Ideally, you want to be using adrenaline and then recover, but you can't always get what you want. So they're all done. He acts in 3 turns. We've lost the cycle. So this is where things get a little bit interesting. But because we don't have anyone placed behind him, he shouldn't throw me. Instead, he should just knock me back if he hits me. So end turn. We've been staggered and we've lost the cycle. So end turn there. And we're still all good over here. That Chosen Unhold waited like a smart boy. They will take advantage of you. So keep that in mind. He did not push me back. He would have pushed me back to this tile. Okay? And we're not Dave's anymore, but we could have Indomed if we had to. Indom for safety, wait turn. No need to rush. We need to get rid of this Chosen here. First, Indom, then attack. We're going to miss. Wait turn. Straight into a cover. Adrenaline, end turn. And we'll stay in front of old mate here. He can't attack this turn. Indom. Once again, 1 fatigue short of 68. Not good. Indom first, then attack. And we will go for the hammer. Wait turn. Okay, this is where things start to get interesting. This guy needs to go this turn. Okay, he's gone. Finally. Took long enough. We don't have to deal with the debuff now. Old mate bled out. Great. So I've got one guy free. I need to clean up the Chosen very quickly. As you can see, our Battleforged tanks are taking damage here. And eventually, they won't last. I have about until turn 9 before I'm very worried. Once the armor starts to approach 50% durability in the chest, that's when you need to start making things happen. And that is when you can make things happen. So I need to start pushing here and cleaning this flank up. So we'll do so. He's running into an adrenaline because of the Chosen. This is important. I'm going to wait turn with the banner because I need to start cleaning up this front. I need to clean everything up. And it's taking too long. I don't need to kill him, so I'll just move. They might push the drummers in. They might get in here, so keep your distance. I'll position him for the kills over here. Right, I can push my archer in, if I so desire. And I want to pick up kill or frenzy. So I'll take him. We're all good. So let's deal them. Axeman needs to go. End turn. Adrenaline recover. End turn. He can't get out of the net, so I'm just going to go kill him. He's waited turn though. So he tried to get out once. They will do this. They'll get out once and then wait turn to try and trick you into thinking that they've acted. Always check, right? And he is actually done. So if we move next to him, we have to stun him or we have to disarm him. We've got 2 stuns. So if we're safe, we will use those 2 stuns and stop him from acting. Having the whip here would be ideal, but we don't have the whip. So I'm going to step forward here and try and stab him. End turn. It's Undead Crisis. This can make things rather interesting. Axe in 3, axe in 1. I've got 2 chances to deal with him. What I can do is I can just literally attack him and try and ruin him. I can't move because he's stopping me now, which is annoying. So I'm going to wait turn for him. And I'll use the cleaver to deal with him. Now this Unhold might throw to get in here. I need to make sure he dies. We'll cut his head off. And I'll wait turn. So that Unhold can't move anymore. It's something to keep in mind. The Undead Crisis can really punish you. So there's that Barbarian rotation here. This cost them 5 fatigue. And I wanted to show you why putting the Bannerman there was a bad idea. Okay, we've staggered the Unhold, which means we come off Indom cycle, right? So I need to move the Bannerman back. We killed him on an 82. If that did not happen, he would throw to get to the banner, which is fine. Ideally, we would have bag and belts by now and a shield in our bag, and we put that on. So he won't throw. He'll just try and hit him now. End turn there. As long as you don't put an archer or a duty nimbler with low melee defense directly behind a guy who drops Indom, you should be all good. Let's go for the kills now and try and break them. Polearm guys are good in the back line here, as you can tell. Turn's done. What do? Just going to recover and turn. Drop our fatigue. No need to rush. This guy has got cut arm sinew, so I can literally just recover. I don't care about him hitting me. End turn. That's fine. We can do that. We're not pressured anymore. Everything's all good. Same here. End turn. We can drop it. I will attempt to hit him though, because he can strip my armor very quickly. So I have only 1 javelin. I should recover here. Or I could take an aim shot at him, which is not very effective. Let's recover. Barbarian Chosen of Anticipation. We've dropped the cycle here. So what do we need to do? End turn. Now if he hits me and pushes me back, which he could have if we killed him, right? We could have been in trouble. This guy's got himself out the net, so he's going to move. So what I'm going to do is actually move here and stop the Unhold from going. He's going to throw to get to me though, but it's time we started killing them. So it's safe to do so now. And I can just end turn there. We have fatigue on Sika. Going to move to the high ground. And then turn. This guy really, really, really wants me to lock him down with Sika. And I will. And I will Indom now and wait turn. For the next turn, because he has Paranoid. Alright. Hannibal Andy's still good. Notice he only has 280 armor on the chest. So there's that throw. So I've just demonstrated the throw by moving the nimbler guy there. So he's on the nimbler. Okay, that's fine. All good. I can kill this guy pretty quick. So let's get to it. So he's dealt with. I can simply just end turn. And I'm gonna try and dagger him. Indom up. What I absolutely do not want have happen is that Unhold to get away, because there'll be a high chance he comes back. So let's clear out these boys here. He's running. This guy should be a one-shot. He is. I want to start ruining this Unhold. So I need to focus on him. We're going to use the jabs still, I think. Maybe one jab here. Okay, the Axeman should get him. And one there. The reason we're still using the jabs is because they have head armor. And if we hit the head, a bow won't do anything. That said, we're probably not going to penetrate the heavy armor that Unhold has. So I'm safe to step forward here, because this guy has Cut Arm Sinew, lowering his damage by 40%, which is basically a day speed debuff. So what I am going to do, I will kill him. I'm going to position and threaten the drummers. And then turn. Okay, I missed. I'm going to try and get rid of him, because I want the days on this Unhold. I need to kill this boy here. And turn, because we're getting pushed back probably. So he missed, but that's fine. I have Indom up if he hit me. And I have enough usable fatigue to also just Indom forever. So we would be fine. We've also got the Mace guy there too. So we'll just start chunking this Unhold down. What I will do is I will go for the stun on him and turn there. I don't need Adrenaline because we're not being pressured. So, let's pick up the kill. That's a shame. 1 HP. Sometimes bill hooks can be incredibly weak. I'm also going to move back here in case the drummer pushes there, because I can't have the Unholds on top of him. We don't have Indom boys. It's just not on. So, Adrenaline recover and turn. Now we've successfully trapped that armored grey Unhold. This guy's running away, so I can just simply wait turn for him to kill him. Keep Indom up here. Move forward. I can just go for the kill, and he's running. And I'll move for the Unhold next turn. This is fine. Push the Weird Gang into me. Just kill him. Let's get ready, boys. Now we want to be controlling the Unholds with the 2-hand maces. So that's a shame. He's knocked both of us back. But I'm going to put myself in a position so he can't do that again. 9 turns, 7 turns. So we have to stop him. And I can stop this guy with Sabumba by moving here. So I'm going to position on this guy and kill him. The one running away as fast as I can. End turn there. Right. I think I might pick up the kill. End turn. I might be in front of him. I may be in front of him. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working this Unhold on the edge, gripping him. Because this guy here, this armored Frost Unhold is the most dangerous of the lot. I'll position for this drummer next turn too. He's running. By moving a guy out here, we've also pushed the Beastmasters away. They might go feral soon. Keep Indom up at this time. This is still dangerous. Obviously, because we've got that bloody undead crisis, which is a pain in my ass. But we can maybe push them away as well, which is a consideration. I'm going to kill him to open up the days on old mate here. I'm just going to end turn. I should be in front of him. His initiative should be quite low. And I'm going to push on top of this Unhold and try and get rid of him. End turn there too. Now it's time. Just end turn. This is the situation where we can drop Indomitable because we're starting to DPS them. And that armored Unhold's now running away. This won't always happen, so you might have to be careful here. Hence why maybe using 2 dedicated tanks out the front is the superior strategy, so long as you can get both of the Unholds to charge him, and you can get both of these Unholds to charge him. As we saw here, we had to use some weird synths, right, to do the job. So let's earn our money. The whip hit the head, not good. I'll get the kill, recover, end turn, and I'll beat him. Off with his head. Everything is looking pretty much fantastic so far. Ideally, I do not want to leave my initial starting position of the V, but due to that Unhold pushing around the side, we had to make it up as we went, right? I'll Indom there because he might push me back and it will lower the damage that I take. And additionally, I will Indom here too because we can't kill him this turn. Let's get ready for it. Maybe the Axeman could have killed him, but there's no reason to rush. He's dazed, we're Indomed, literally nothing can touch us. So here we are. I actually could have killed him with the Axeman. So he's going to throw, and this is a great time for you to actually position your men behind them for when you drop Indom, because you actually want them to throw as opposed to attacking your man without Indom up and then giving you a bloody injury, right? But that said, we killed him. We had a lot of firepower there. Now he just lost his turn and we're all good. If you're unsure, Indom. That's the way to play with your forge. Now we will just simply clean them up one by one. And this is basically how my standard Chosen Unhold fights go. Queen. Look at my damage I've taken. I've used nets. I didn't have a second whip. If I had a second whip, the fight would have been so much safer. But there we have it, boys. It's over. And that's the camp. So I hope you found this interesting. If you have any suggestions or ideas, post them down in the comments below and I will respond to them. If you have any questions or you would like me to make something more clear, don't be scared to ask a question and I will answer it as in-depth as I can. Because all these ideas in here are from my understanding in the game. And there's a lot of things at play here. Initiative is a hard one to wrap your head around. But once you wrap your head around the Indom cycle, it can become a really nice staple play. Is it the most powerful thing in the game? No, I don't think so. And that's been proven with kiting strategies. They are really the most powerful thing in the game. But this is a strong way to guarantee no injuries, almost, to basically to cover all bases, so you have multiple levels of redundancy, right? So you can disarm if you drop an Indom, you can net if you drop an Indom, and you should be fine. So I can probably watch the VOD there and point out the mistakes. So let's look at the chart here after the fight. So we've got some pretty big damage dealers here. Keep in mind the hammer guy was getting a lot of damage from the running away, so his numbers are going to be much higher. But the cyclists don't have too much damage. We also could have used Eric Thorwaldsen more effectively. If we focus on getting him kills next time, he would turn into a powerhouse. Consider using Orc Mushroom on him for even more DPS. This would involve dropping the shield, unless you had Bag and Belts. Okay. So your damage is there when you need it. So when you drop Indom and you start attacking every turn, your damage goes through the roof. Now the duelists always do well, right? And the archer is really the MVP. He's done 1700 damage over the course of that fight. You can very easily replace Eric Thorwaldsen with another archer thrower if you so desire. So long as you have a whip. You want one whip for emergencies, and you want nets. 4+ nets. Bring as many as you can, right? And you will find a use for them. So there we are. Thank you for watching. Once again, I hope this was useful to you, and hopefully I'll be back soon with another video about something else. Cheers.